Today we're diving into how technology is doing so much more than just putting textbooks on a screen. We're looking at how some very specific tools are becoming the actual key to unlocking the full potential of every single student, making learning something that's truly accessible to all.
So let's start with a really powerful question. For any student who struggles, maybe it's keeping up with reading or getting their ideas out, or even something as basic as holding a pencil, what if there was a specific tool out there designed to unlock that one barrier? That's the promise we're going to explore in this explainer.
All right, so what is the ultimate goal? It's the inclusive classroom, a place where every student, no matter what, can fully participate. Now that sounds simple enough, right? But as any teacher will tell you, the reality is, well, it's a lot more complex, because full participation doesn't look the same for everybody.
And this is really where we have to shift our perspective. For so many students, the barrier isn't about a lack of intelligence. It's a lack of access. They just can't get to the material effectively, or they can't quite show what they've learned. It's a logistical problem, not an intellectual one. And you know what that means? It means it's a problem we can actually solve.
So, how do we solve it? This brings us right to the heart of our discussion: assistive technology, or AT for short. The best way to think of it is like a set of keys, each one perfectly cut to unlock those specific learning challenges we've been talking about.
So what is it exactly? Well, the official definition is incredibly broad, and honestly, that's what makes it so powerful. It's not just about computers or fancy gadgets. It's any item, any piece of equipment, or any system that helps improve what a student can do. That word right there, improve, that's the whole point. This is all about enabling and enhancing a person's capability. And that range is just massive. On the low-tech end of the spectrum, you could have something as simple as a special grip on a pencil that makes it easier to write. Then, all the way on the high-tech end, you've got this amazing software that can read a textbook aloud to a student. And guess what? Both are assistive technology. It really is an entire toolbox, not just a single tool.
Okay, so let's crack open this toolbox and see what's actually inside. What kind of stuff are we really talking about? Thankfully, a huge literature review has already done the hard work of sorting through all the tools for us, giving us a really clear picture of what's being used in classrooms right now.
Yeah, after digging through nearly 50 different studies, researchers found that all of these tools, from the super simple to the really complex, can be sorted into just 7 main categories. And that gives us a super helpful way to wrap our heads around the whole landscape of AT.
You can see the range right here, from simple stuff like adapted writing tools all the way to high-tech tablets and touchscreens. But what's really fascinating is the category that showed up most often in the research: computer software. It makes sense, right? Because it's so versatile. Things like educational games and text-to-speech programs are absolutely leading the charge.
So now that we've seen the tools, the next question is pretty obvious. Who's using them? Who actually benefits from all this? Well, the research pointed to 9 different groups of students who are using this kind of technology to thrive in school.
And while lots of students get a boost from AT, the research shows a really clear focus on 2 groups in particular. Just look at the data. Students with learning disabilities, things that affect specific skills like reading or math, and those with developmental disabilities, which are broader conditions, were the most frequently studied users. This tells us exactly where these tools are making a huge documented impact today.
Okay, so we've got the tools and we know who they're for. But there is a huge, crucial piece of this puzzle missing, because a tool is only as good as the person who knows how to use it. So who's the expert guide here? Well, that's the role of the occupational therapist, or OT. And this is so important. You can't just have a closet full of tech and expect it to work. The OT is that essential human expert who can figure out the needs of the student, the demands of the class, and the capabilities of the tech, and then put it all together into a real plan for success. They are the link that makes everything work.
And their work follows this really clear 4-step process. First, they assess the student's unique situation. Then they select the perfect tool for that job, and the research shows this is where OTs spend most of their time. After that, they train everyone involved on how to use it, and finally they evaluate to make sure it's actually making a difference. It's this complete supportive cycle.
So let's bring this all together. We've talked about the big challenge, we've looked inside the toolbox, and we've met the expert guides. What does all this really mean for the future of the classroom? So here it is, the key takeaway. When you combine the right tools, that whole amazing spectrum of assistive technology, with the right expert, the occupational therapist, you create the perfect conditions for a truly inclusive classroom.
This is about way more than just tech. It's about having a strategy that allows every single student to participate fully.
You know, this quote from the source material just says it all, perfectly. The role of this technology isn't just helpful, it's crucial. It's absolutely essential for creating a school environment where every student belongs and has the chance to thrive.
And this all leaves us with a pretty big question for the future. We've seen the incredible impact of today's technology. But as these tools get smarter, smaller, and more integrated into our daily lives, how are they going to completely reshape learning? How do we make sure that tomorrow's classroom empowers absolutely every single learner? Thanks for joining this explainer.